I've been feeling vibes all day. I've been feeling vibes all night. Let me breathe and meditate. Elevate, is that alright? Energy. Vibes, 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 energy. Vibes, 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 energy. Vibes, 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 energy.
Hey, what's going on? It's your girl T Hardaway.
And it's Michael Bahsil.
Yeah, and we are the Did It for the Hood podcast.
Indeed.
Coming back one more time. We love you. We missed you. And as per usual, we have another wonderful guest. This gentleman is a very talented producer, an up-and-coming voice, and in the space of music and all things creative. And I want him to tell you about himself. So welcome, J Baby Smooth. How are you, sir?
Thank you all for having me. I'm better than ever, honestly.
Absolutely. So we're gonna kick this thing off very easy breezy. Tell us your story, J Baby.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you, Bahsil the Real and T Hustle for having me on the Did It for the Hood podcast. Yeah, it's a joy and an honor to be here. Seriously. Yeah, my story. So you can probably tell I was born and raised in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and we represent a little too hard today. But grew up in Pittsburgh. I lived in the Dormont, Mount Lebanon area most of my life. Really grateful to be in this city. I love it. I've had a love-hate relationship with it, but I've grown to love it more and more the longer I've been here. Mm-hmm. Got my brother, mom and dad. My brother is musical as well. He's a singer, but my parents, even though they weren't musical, they were both creative and they love just big fans of music. You know, I grew up around they love Stevie Wonder. So I grew up around a lot of like soul music. I grew up around a lot of gospel music. Mm-hmm. A lot of like Fred Hammond and Israel Houghton and New Breed, all that stuff. And so that's obviously, it's played a huge role in my early sort of palette of music, just what I was being fed, Really, I feel like the first time I remember really leaning into the creative side of me or really developing it was when things were the hardest growing up. There was a period of time where my parents kind of were losing everything. Like the business they had went bankrupt, and we declared bankruptcy, and we had to like move out, go to this small apartment, and we were kind of living under the poverty line. And it's no like woe is me, but it's like, man, that's where I was the most isolated, but that's where I'd like dug deep the most, and that's how I was able to cope with the reality in what I would say was a healthy way, like doing that creatively, and that was how I was able to express myself ultimately and just write about, and I was drawing, I was singing about what I was seeing, and what I was going through. So, I fell in love with music at a really young age. I remember vividly, I was 8 years old in the backyard, and it was September by Earth, Wind and Fire that came on. I had this Winnie the Pooh like boombox, and and it came on. I was like, oh, this is crazy. So you could like put a tape in there and record it. So I recorded it, and I was like playing it on repeat, like swinging on swings in the backyard. And that was like the first time I was like, okay, I think I've fell in love with music. So,
quick question. During the time when you were falling in love with music, what first of all, do you play instruments?
I do. Yes.
How many instruments do you play?
Oh, it's a tough question, because I was a classical percussionist for a long time. So I play a lot of different types of percussion instruments, but these days I'm mostly playing piano. I'm like playing keys all the time. So
okay. So you said your parents weren't really musical. I mean, they were lovers of music, but they weren't necessarily musicians. So where did your love for that come in, and when did they start? Like basically, when did you start playing all these instruments and realizing that was what you wanted to do?
Yeah, I started playing instruments. There was like we had an opportunity in school to play in the concert band, and I just really wanted to hit stuff. So that's how I signed up for percussion, and
That's
yeah,
where.
that's where that started. But but I think I started listening to a lot of hip hop music around like 10 years old, 11 years old, and
Mm-hmm.
was listening to the like. I think what drew me in the most was the stories that were being told, and I was like,
Mm-hmm.
well, I'm gonna tell my story, and that's when I started writing lyrics. Um, and the main thing for me then was like I just didn't have the software, the capability to record anything until I was like 14. My dad got this iMac, and there's GarageBand on there, so that's when I started recording and making beats on there. And I was just an addict. I was in there every day,
I know that's
not
right.
doing my homework. I was just doing that all the time, and you know, it was like I knew I wanted to do either music or I wanted to play baseball. I wanted to go to the major leagues. That was like my dream. But I remember when I was 15, I broke my wrist while I was trying to catch a fly ball, and instead of going, oh man, dang, I can't try out for the team anymore. It was like, oh man, I might not be able to play in the spring concert. And then I was like, okay, I'm pretty sure I
Yeah.
want to do music. Like
Mm.
Yeah.
and I believe that's what God designed me to do. And and so I was making beats, I was putting music out, and I dropped about like I've dropped like two mixtapes
Mm-hmm.
and an album while
Mm-hmm.
I was in high school. And at this point, I was working with other artists. At this point, I was like, I don't think I want to go to college. I don't think I need to. And but my parents, they didn't go to school, and they just really, if it wasn't for my mom, shout out mom, I wouldn't be, I wouldn't have ended up at college. So
Mm-hmm.
I auditioned as a joke at Carnegie Mellon University, uh, and as a percussionist, and they told me your technique is trash,
Dang.
and I was like, oh, my technique is trash, and they're like, yeah, I don't know how you played that well. It was really really poor. I was like,
Mm-hmm.
oh,
Yeah, you
bet
cut
it's
that.
like that. I'm not coming here, and then it turns out they they accepted me and gave me a lot of financial aid too. So it was a real blessing that I was able to uh, go to Carnegie Mellon for. It was started as percussion. I switched to music composition
Mm-hmm.
and made a lot of meaningful connections there.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for meeting Michael at school. So yeah, we
Oh, dude,
yeah,
please.
man.
Oh, please.
I'm like, who's this guy? Who's this Michael? These rap songs are real. This is dope. I need to get with this guy. And so, we started working on music towards the end of my time there, and got involved with the drama school too,
Mm-hmm.
and working on some productions over there. And my plan was to go to LA and just make hit records once I graduated, but yeah, God kind of shut that door. He had a different plan for me. So, I put out another project called Juice, and I put a deluxe version out towards the end of 2023. And then I kind of took a pause from recording and releasing original music under my name to kind of dive into urban missions and urban ministry. So I joined this organization called the Urban Impact Foundation, and it's a nonprofit that is their goal is to transform the north side of Pittsburgh, one person, one family, one block at a time. That's sort of their motto, their mission. And so I was in the music department there, and we just were trying to serve the inner city community um, of Pittsburgh and just at risk youth, and trying to give them a space where they can learn music and find their purpose and tell them about Jesus and just share the love of Christ with those kids, and
Are
so
you
just
still
love on
involved
them
with?
and feed them, so
Are you still involved with it?
I still am a little bit. I was full time in 2024, and then started to take a little bit of a step. I started more of a part time role over there,
Hmm.
but I'm still involved with them. Yeah, yeah. And then I'm involved with the worship ministry at my church. It's called Allegheny Center Alliance Church.
Okay.
Started music directing and playing piano over there. We started releasing some music, like it's a small gospel EP called "We Bless Your Name,"
Okay.
and yeah, and another big project I dropped this year with another rapper we know. His name's Kid Wolf. It's called the Magic Trick Rap Show.
For sure.
Real experimental, like West Coast type hip hop mixed with some orchestral elements, and
Hmm.
also got a placement on that new Michael Bahsil project. The first track on there is called "Want You to Know," and
Yes,
Mm.
sir.
Sounds
a lot of
familiar.
stuff. But yeah,
I think we've heard of it.
yeah, I think sounds familiar.
Y'all are funny.
That's me
So,
though. Yeah.
Yes,
so,
sir.
so I mean, at this point in your music journey, well, first of all, you're in Pittsburgh. What's it like being in the music scene in Pittsburgh?
Yeah, that's a great question. It's pretty cool. I really love the jazz scene over here in Pittsburgh,
Okay.
because there's a lot of real jazz legends that are coming out of Pittsburgh. There's
Mm.
Ahmad Jamal, Errol Gardner,
Hmm.
Billy Strayhorn, like a lot of rich jazz history in
Yeah.
Pittsburgh, which is really cool. So there's some cool venues for that for sure.
Yeah.
It's a little different than, well, very different than New York. Obviously, I mean it's
Yeah,
a
yeah, for
much
sure.
bigger music scene, but um, and obviously with hip hop, it's like you got the big four of like Wiz Khalifa and Mac Miller and Jimmy Wapo and Hardo.
Hmm.
Like those are like the big rappers out of Pittsburgh, uh, and so a lot of people seem to sort of follow that style and that kind of genre. So it's interesting though, because it a lot of times it does feel like there's so much talent in Pittsburgh, but they end up moving to LA or moving to New York because there's more opportunities to get your stuff recorded and get signed to a label, and that's kind of how it's been. So it's interesting that all these years I've still been holding it down in Pittsburgh. Although I do travel to New York, but that it's interesting. It's an interesting musical environment to be in.
Do you think it'll be a part of your journey? Do you think you'll eventually move to LA or New York, or you think you're gonna just stay rooted in Pittsburgh?
It's still in the cards for sure, but at the same time, there's something special and sentimental about being in Pittsburgh and being an artist out here. So
Gotcha,
Hmm.
yeah,
gotcha.
who knows?
Yeah, and I'm also even just thinking too, like you blended the music with mission work as well,
Mhm.
and so
Yes,
like
sir.
even that, like how has that been for you ultimately, like blending the two?
Hmm.
I know that you play for church, but I feel like doing what you teaching like teaching youth
Yeah.
how to play keys, and so yeah, like what was that like?
Yeah, it was really cool because a big mission of mine is to use music as a common ground to share
Right.
my testimony and share my faith, and hear the stories of other people and other creatives, young and old, like, and just kind of it starts there, and that's how I can
Right.
connect with them. So I feel like it's been such a I've been able to do that as a music artist, but I was able to do it so much more directly as
Hmm.
a urban missions
Hmm.
worker, where it's like everything's tied together. Like, the way I play the keys, the way I'm rapping, the way I'm producing, it's all glory to God, and we use it as a space to like share our story and share how God changed my life and turned my life around.
Hmm.
And so it wasn't, of course we were doing a lot of like shows, a lot of productions, a lot of like sometimes we would play the worship service on a given Sunday at a church we were visiting. But there was a lot of like I had a lot of opportunities to, almost do a mini sermon and talk about the Bible and what Jesus says about your life and mine and how he died for us. And it was just really cool. It was really cool. It definitely it shifted my perspective on the way I approach just music as a whole. Cause it's like, man, it's more than just me. It's more than just, my family listening and my friends. It's like, there's young kids that are like, they're looking at me as the example. And, yeah.
Due to your faith and the way that you approach your music now, are there certain types of music you won't do?
Are there certain types of music I won't do?
I mean, I know you're a producer, correct? As
Oh
well?
yeah.
So, I mean, if somebody comes to you, like, how far does your faith go into your creation? Is it like if somebody comes to you want to do just straight up drill, you're like straight drill music. You're like, wait, listen, I'm not the guy for you. Or
Yeah.
or you just give them the beat and be like, okay, I'm detached from it. Like, how do you balance the two?
Yeah, that's a great question, by the way. I think it's definitely interesting because I'm in both worlds, and there's always you can't please both people. That's this it's just kind of impossible because if I lean one way, I'm like you said, like, hey, I'm not doing that drill stuff, or like you can't cuss on my beat, then it's like you can't please them. But then on the other end, if it's like I'm letting them say whatever they want, then it's like there's people that are like know that I'm working in the church, and it's like, well, what's up with that? Like why is there cussing in your music? So, yeah, and for me, it's when we collaborate, there's so much conversation and stuff like that happens behind the scenes. I mean, like we talk about so much more than just like, all right, what's the verse gonna sound like? Like, all right, well, who are we getting on this hook? Like. Right. And Michael knows because we've worked on records before. It's like, it's not as, just cut and dry like that. It's like it's a real conversation. We got to talk about life. Like otherwise it's like, I don't know how I'm going to create with you if I don't know you. So in that for a while, it's like, man, that was my ministry, like it was like using my art to like connect with people. And it wasn't like, to share my story. That's how I'm gonna do it. And it's not necessarily like the content we put out, even though my faith is a big part of what I release and what I record. As a producer, it's like I'm trying to help you say what you gotta say.
You're facilitating.
Yeah, for sure.
The reason I even asked that question is because like two of like my favorite producers, Warren Campbell and Zaytoven, both of which have stories that are similar. So Zaytoven is I'm not sure if you know about Zaytoven's playing in the church. He plays every Sunday in his church. And Warren Campbell's father is a minister. And so his father told him when he was coming up, music is your occupation and church is your salvation. He's like, they're totally separate. So he didn't have a problem doing any type of music because his father made it clear that that's how you pay your bills, sir. Just don't let your occupation make you forget your salvation.
Yeah.
And so that's why it was very interesting when you said that, because you can actually be in both worlds, but some people try to push back on that. But like I use those two guys as the perfect examples. Both of them occupy both spaces. So
perfect example. Dope. Yeah.
But I'm gonna delve in a little bit more to your creative process. Like when you're sitting down, decide. Okay, first of all, would you consider yourself more of a rapper or more of a producer? More of a producer?
I would say more of a producer because I always find myself. I mean, I am both, but I always find myself.
I'm about to say
trying to and you know this too because you're a rapper producer too. I'm more like producer rapper, if that makes sense.
Real.
Yeah.
Okay, so on the production side, like, what's your creative process when you're getting ready to approach music? How do you catch your vibes? What do you need to do to get ready to make music?
It's like I just sit down and I'm like, what do I feel like doing? And what's inspiring me right now? It's like sometimes it's stuff that I'm listening to. It's like, all right, I want to see what my take is on this, but sometimes it's just like, hey, this is just how I'm feeling. You know, it's the same way people like try to get these emotions off and express themselves through their lyrics and their delivery. I do the same thing with production. So sometimes it's just me venting through the instrumental, you know.
Gotcha. Are
Um,
you a person that just?
it depends though.
I was gonna
Yeah,
say, are you a person that will like just consistently make beats, or are you a person that has to be inspired?
I just make beats. You
Okay.
know,
Okay.
it's just it's always flowing out of me. It's usually just like I gotta sit down and just have the time for it and just make the time for it. And it's like, all right, this is my time to just. I mean, to answer your question, it's just the biggest thing is just I need to make time to do it.
Hmm.
You know,
Hmm.
because life is just it's crazy, but you know that it's always there's always something for me to say musically with the beat. You know.
Okay.
Mhm.
So
Production wise, oh,
go ahead.
for sure, for sure. But yeah, production wise, like who are some of your biggest inspirations?
See, it's tough because it's so many people. I could be going on for
I
hours,
get it.
but
Mhm.
Jay Dilla for sure.
Come on.
Uh, I mean, I would say the whole Soulquarians like Slum Village circle of
Mhm.
people just inspire me. But Dilla, I mean, changed the game, revolutionized the game, and
Mhm.
changed me for sure. Changed my life. I would say Ninth Wonder is a big one for sure. I mean, just I love the way his drums knock and the
Yeah.
way he's able to. He's just, you know what I mean, and like the way he's like chopping the
Yes.
soul samples is just like he
Crazy.
can really make the sample speak to you. You know what I mean? Um, his newer cat, his name's Devin Morrison. He does a lot of
Hmm.
like R&B,
I did not know he
little
produced.
little throwback vibe. Oh yeah, oh yeah. I mean, he's a fantastic singer, but he like
Yeah.
does yeah. He does all of his tracks. You know, so he's fire. Um,
That I did know.
yeah, yeah,
Shout out
yeah.
to Devin Morrison.
Devin Morrison is dope. Uh, and there's another newer guy. His name's Sango. Uh,
Mhm.
he's got a lot of really dope production styles. He's so versatile. I just love everything he does.
Mhm.
Uh, and Robert Glasper. I mean, as a pianist, I'd be nothing without Robert Glasper.
100%.
And you know, because the way I play keys is it definitely influences my production a lot of times. So,
Mhm.
and the last one I would say is like the whole trap soul movement, the Bryson Tiller type
Mhm.
stuff. Like there's a lot of producers. I can't name one, but that whole genre, like subgenre of R&B, big impact on me. So
Mm.
Heavy,
I knew I
heavy.
liked you for some reason.
Yeah. Oh
Just,
no, his ear is just inclined.
yeah, I see. I
Yeah,
definitely see. I
very
told Mike,
inclined.
what is it? What's the song? No Denying? Is that the name of the song?
Yeah, no
yeah,
denying.
yeah.
I
Yeah.
tell Mike on a regular basis, because I have it on my Spotify. It's on my like songs. When that song comes on, I'm like, this is one of the best songs you've ever made. He was like, it's not me. It's not just me. I'm like, I get it. But like the way that y'all put that song together, and I was listening to some of your other stuff so I could catch a vibe for the interview. You're gifted. You're very
Very.
gifted.
Oh,
I
thank
mean,
you.
100%, definitely gifted. And now that you're talking about like your musical influences and it all makes full circle sense. I'm not trying to be funny. I didn't know you were a white guy at first. And I was like, "Oh, he
Hold on
is?"
a second.
But I mean, talent has no color, but I didn't know.
Well,
Um but yeah, you're dope. You're super amazing. Um
Thank you.
so like what's next from here? Like I noticed that I saw like a bunch of singles, well, a bunch of like you put up a bunch of instrumentals on your
Hmm.
Spotify. What's next? Is there a full project? What are we doing?
Yeah, it's interesting that you say that because 2024. It was like I was trying to reposition myself so I could just
mm,
start dropping uh, tracks as just instrumentals and not pigeonhole myself as a rapper. Because
Hmm.
I'd even be getting into conversations like, yo, where'd you get that beat from? That beat you were rapping on is crazy. I was like, well, I did that.
That was
See,
me.
yeah.
They get the
I
credit.
mean, it's like, wait, hold on, I did that. So,
Mhm.
because they think I get it off YouTube or somebody else, but it's like, yeah, I did that, and I think I got a lot of visions, right? One is like I want to put out a project, get a bunch of dope people on there that I like. Just I'm a fan of their music. I want them on this track, and I'm just the producer guy, and I'm just kind of facilitating the vibes. But then on the other hand, it's like, man, I got a lot to say as a rapper and as a lyricist, so I'm probably coming out with a full project as myself, with features. It's not, I'm not gonna do the J. Cole thing, but it's like I'm always trying to share the platform with people, and it's just like, how am I best gonna do that? So that's what was up with the singles. But yeah, I 2026 we definitely got some new rap songs on the way. So
Hey.
We got a plan for 26.
yeah, oh yeah, we're plotting.
Say less.
Oh yeah. See,
Say
we
less.
gonna have to have a conversation offline.
Mhm.
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
oh no doubt.
For sure.
I'm new to the conversation, but I want in.
Yeah, come on, T.
I'm in too. I love this. Man,
She
you
said.
vibes. You vibes all day.
Real.
For someone that's just now getting introduced to you, what do you want them to know about you? Like your style, what do you want them to know?
Yeah, I mean, it's so many different seasons of life, so it's like my vibe this year way different from my vibe when I was in putting stuff out in high school,
Sure.
And yeah, but I want people to understand or like really hear what I study and like what I enjoy, like the people that influence me in my music. Like first track, I want people to get to know me real well. So, yeah, I'm just a person, like the person listening. I want to be relatable. I'm no different from you. Like we're all trying to live this life the best we can. I mess up all the time, but and I want people to hear that struggle in the music, but I also want people to hear the triumph in the music too. And that's what I want people to know, and just that, just to convey that message that we all have a purpose on this earth. And yeah, it's a great question. It's like, but like I said, it's like a ever changing. Like, all right, well, what do I want people to take away with this? It's like, yeah.
All right. So, whether from your own triumphs, your own failures, what is a life lesson that your journey has taught you, whether it be in your own personal life, your musical life, a life lesson that you carry with you on a day-to-day basis? Because I know you said, you have a heavy influence from God, but you touched on a few different things. You talked about your relationship with God, your relationship with community. You talked about your relationship with your family and some of the things that y'all have gone through. So are there any things that stick out to you from any of those spaces that has kind of guided you going forward in life, like things you learned?
Yeah, I feel like first and foremost, with the triumphs, with the failures, God can take that mess and turn it into something that it's all going to work out for His glory. And it's there's no use in worrying about tomorrow. Is a big thing for me right now. Tomorrow, you let tomorrow worry about itself. We got enough to worry about today. It's a big thing for me right now. But just like don't overthink things. I think that's life, but that's music too. Because there's so many
Talk
times
about
I go into the process, you know what I mean, where it's like I go in and it's like, man, see, this isn't sounding right. This isn't like, it's like, you know what? I'm gonna tie it back to Zaytoven. Actually, he was like, I heard this interview where he was like, it was like between him and Tank, and it was like, oh, like stop using your talented mind.
Yeah.
It's like, my what?
Yeah.
You think about this. You think about the scale. Like, just does it feel good? Does it feel good?
Yeah.
And that's it. That's all you gotta worry about. Because it's like, I come from so many different languages when it comes to music. Because I'll be like in the studio with a bunch of rappers or singers, and then it's like, and then I'll be in this like, I'm in the Philharmonic with all these classical, like I'm recording these like, these like classically trained violin players. I gotta talk a little different, and I'm with these church cats, and then it's like I gotta talk a little different to them too. So it's like, it's just different.
You're multilingual.
right.
In a way, yeah.
No, for sure.
Definitely. That's all.
Because especially when you think about it, well, you correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm not technically a musician. When you go into you might go into the church space. Some people don't even read or write music, so you kind of have to like interpret different versus, like you said, someone that's classically trained that can read, write, and you can speak totally different to them. So you're definitely multilingual in the music space.
Yeah,
for sure. That's dope.
Yeah, it's like, you're in the church space. It's like, all right, we got to build right here, but then you get in the classical space. All right, we need to crescendo. It's like
exactly.
We're talking exactly. Yeah. So
quick question. Just came up from it. What is something that you've learned like during like the whole span of time that you've made music? Like, what's something that you learned that's contributed to the music and or your process?
That's a great question.
Good one, Michael.
That's why you asked it. Yeah. So, I love collaboration. I've realized like the more people you involve with the process, the longer it's probably going to take. Sure. But that can be very worthwhile and worth the wait.
Yeah.
That's something I always got to remind myself, because I work with a lot of different people on a lot of different projects. And I got to remind them too. It's like some of this stuff can take time. Like there's people that can just bang out songs all day, all night. But it's like, then it's like you want to do the quantity over quality thing.
Yeah.
And it's like, I think something I've learned is just it's I'm always going to take quality over quantity.
That's a bar.
Yeah.
So you'll sit down and make that 1-year album, 2-year album.
Yeah.
Oh, I feel you.
So, might I ask, like, what is the reason that you would prefer the quality over quantity? Because I'm thinking like, okay, boom, let's say, like, I feel like it's different if you're underneath like a deal or something like that, right?
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? But like, 'cause I know you're independent, so I think, what is the reason? I just want to know, just like, what goes through your mind when it comes down to quality versus quantity?
Yeah, it's really tough, because there's a lot of people out there saying like, all right, you got to drop something every week, and I think that's cool, and that's a great way to get out there. I don't necessarily I don't think that means you have to sacrifice the quality of your music or the integrity of your music, because I think when we get into this mindset of like, let's just make as many songs as we can, which is like fine if you're like a ghostwriter or you're writing songs for other people to sing on or something like that, and it's like, yeah, let's knock out as many as we can, see which one, put them in a pack, send it to the artist, and let's see. So I think that's a different context where I would say like, yeah, we got to knock out as many as we can. But as like an individual artist, I've noticed, especially with rappers, it's like when they're making like knocking out 2 songs a day, and I'm listening to this, and I know that person. I'm like, what? Wait, you bought a Mercedes? He's like, no. And
Hmm.
I'm like, so it's a lot. Then it's like you start capping a little bit. We're like, I think that's when you start to lose the quality, and it's. I think it's harder for people to connect with when it's like we're treating ourselves like we're a factory and we're just rolling out
Mm.
these songs and it's stuff that already exists. That's
And you
why I
lose the
always
integrity
tell.
of the music.
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
Mm.
That's probably my biggest thing. It's like, and it's a balancing act. I'm not saying you like if you drop more than one project a year, then it's like, oh no, you're sacrificing it. It's like then it's like, hey, maybe I'm really inspired this year and I had plenty of time on my hands. Or like you said, it's like if I'm signed to the label and that's what I gotta meet that
Yeah, that
requirement,
quota.
that
Hmm.
quota, and it's like, okay, yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. But yeah, that's my whole reason. I articulated it a little messy, but the main thing is
No, you
like the
didn't.
integrity of the music. You don't want to lose that.
You
But you
didn't
know what's
articulate that bad at
no,
all.
you
But
you
go ahead
articulated
too.
perfectly. But I was gonna say,
Mhm.
you know what's so interesting about this? Because I'm always thinking from the business perspective. So I'm listening to you, and my mind is racing like Jesus. But from a business perspective, like, are you ever concerned about not releasing? Not saying releasing too fast. I get that, but not releasing fast enough because there's a level of momentum that also has to get behind you when you're in your early career.
Hmm.
So are you ever concerned about that? Not releasing enough?
Oh yeah, oh
Okay.
yeah, and that was a big thing for me last year when I was dropping all those singles. I was like, let me just get in the practice of dropping something every
Mm-hmm.
month because I
Mm-hmm.
have it. It's just like I'm not
Mm.
putting it out for some reason. So it's like that was a big thing. Is like I want to get that momentum going. So I think there is something, really something to that. It is a
It's a
duality, and it
balance.
really is a
Yeah.
balancing act. Because from a business angle, and especially like if you're doing this independent, you're doing everything yourself. So it's
Mm-hmm.
like you gotta have that business mind, and sometimes the music is always gonna come second
Mm-hmm.
because it's like, well, first and foremost, it's like, all right, I need a plan and I need a budget, and like
Mm-hmm.
who's helping me do this, and like what's my
Yeah.
release plan, what is am I doing shows, like it's like how are we making this thing pop.
Right, right, right. That's one of the weird things about the whole music thing, especially when you're independent, is that it's really on you.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever you decide to do, you make or break your own career. Because the the larger labels, they come with like a ready-made system. They throw you into a system and
Mhm.
say, boom, now you go radio, you go here, you go there. But
Mm.
other than that, you're pretty much, grassroots, figuring out how to develop your audience, figuring out how to develop your sound, figuring out how you're gonna touch the people and get sales, or how you're gonna distribute the music. All of that's on you. Do you ever feel like that's a heavy weight for you?
Oh yeah, oh
Yeah.
yeah. It's
Mm.
when it's like, I feel like it's almost cool nowadays to be like, oh man, screw the labels. Like we're doing this independent. I did this
Mhm.
by myself. I'm gonna just be
Hmm.
independent. But there
Hmm.
is something really nice about being signed to a label. They're giving you the resources. They're
Yeah.
giving you the budget. They're giving you the producers, the engineers, like all that to help you get that project out there. And it's almost like that's really not that, it's not that bad to like be signed to a label, put a project out, and then maybe I want to go independent, and that's
Hmm.
fine, but at least I'm out there. So I do wrestle with that of like, man, this independent thing, it's a burden. It
Hmm.
can be a burden, it can be heavy. So it's like the independent thing is something I would ultimately want to do, like probably more permanent than being signed to a label. But
Mhm.
again, like being signed to a label, there's a lot of perks. There are a lot of perks.
Yeah. They will make you famous.
Yeah, so, and it depends on what your goal is too, right? It's like if your goal is to be famous, you probably want to be signed to a label. If your thing is like, let me put out dope music and like prove to these younger artists, that you can do it by yourself, then go independent. And that's a big thing for me. I want to show people that they can do it themselves.
So help me understand this, because this is where I'm kind of lacking of understanding with a producer, because I know how a rapper can grow their audience. You know what I mean? Like
Hmm.
put the music out tour. How do you do that? How do you grow your reputation as a producer? Just keep sending out music, or how does that work?
Yeah, big thing now is like sending out beat packs
Mm-hmm.
to a bunch of people. Um, and I think another thing is like people really like to use the YouTube beats uh lane of like I'm gonna just put out like tight beats on YouTube, and that's people are gonna know I got dope beats on my channel, so people are gonna always come back to that. But also, it's just getting around and making connections too, like getting in those sessions and working with people. Because then you can play them beats, and word's gonna get around that, hey, this guy's got beats,
Mm-hmm.
So it is very different though, and that's the thing of like, man, I'm just gonna maybe I'm gonna for me, it's like I'm gonna start dropping beats on Spotify and just drop instrumentals as standalone, so people are like, okay, this guy's a producer for real, and if it's like I want to hit him up for beats, I can. Uh,
Mhm.
and there's like I see a lot of cats on Instagram. I think what is a plus about being able to play an instrument and kind of like visualize the beat making process. I see a lot of people like do like these short uh like content
Mm-hmm.
of them like making the beat and almost like lip syncing the beat in a way. It's like, and they kind of edit, and it's like a short form content that you can just put out on Instagram, and it's like you never know how that's going to pop off too,
Yeah,
because
yeah,
that,
for
and that's a
sure.
big thing too. But you can work that the same way you would with an artist. You can work the content thing uh, as a producer. So
So okay, so you should say something, right?
Mm-mm, go ahead.
Oh, so if I'm an artist, right, and I want to come work with J Baby Smooth, well, no, let me back that up. If you were choosing an artist that you wanted to sit and do a whole album with, right? What type of artist, or what would you be looking for? Like
mm,
how would you shape that sound, and or what would you be looking for in that person?
mm, great question. Uh, First and foremost, I would want to see, are we compatible? Are we compatible sonically and just like vibe wise? Because chances are we're gonna be spending a lot of time together, So
Mm-hmm.
it's like if we don't vibe, or we gotta totally, and I've been in situations where it's like, all right, well, this just isn't gonna work, But um, so that's a big thing. Number one. Number two, it's like, what's your vision for this project? Like, what do you
For
want to
sure.
say? What do you want it to sound like? Who influences you?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and then we can go from there. And if it's a lane where I'm like, okay, I think there's something there. This is something that this is. I think this we're intersecting our strengths. Ultimately, that's what I would want to go for.
Mm, gotcha. Okay. Well, if you could talk to younger J Baby,
Mm,
what would you tell him?
mm. Just keep your head up.
Word.
Like they're just hate. They're hating because they know you got something. So don't be
That part.
discouraged.
Don't be discouraged.
Yeah,
Heavy
Don't
on that.
be discouraged. And they
yeah.
hating because they know you somebody.
Mm.
Okay.
That's a big one.
Okay.
I didn't
Listen.
even ask you. Go, no, go ahead. What were you about to say?
Nah, you go ahead. I think I can ask after. I think.
I was about to say, why J Baby Smooth? Where did that name come from? I didn't even ask you that.
See, I was waiting for that question. So it was like it was like a goofy like nickname I got in like middle school, and I don't even know why they called me that, but there's this dude. His name was Tom Jazz, and he was just like, "Oh, it's J Baby Smooth." I'm like, "What is that? Why did he call me that?" And but it like started to like just more people were calling me that. I was like, okay, and I had to do this like physics project back in like 8th grade, and I was like, hey, I'm just gonna rap about physics right now, and I put the video up under J Baby Smooth, and people were like, oh, that grabs my attention. I was like, all right, I'll keep rolling with it, and we'll see where it goes. And it just I haven't changed the name since then, but I didn't give myself that name. So if you're wondering,
No, it's cool. It has a flow to it, but I was like, J Baby Smooth, where'd that come from?
yeah, it's pretty random, but it's like it's weird enough that people are gonna be curious and they might want to check it out. So.
Yeah, you're not gonna forget it once you're
Right.
like J Baby Smooth, and it comes off it comes off the tongue very smooth. So
And then
that's what's up.
also, I feel like even for the people that you grew up with too, that like were calling you that growing up, they're gonna be like, "Dang, he's still like going by that." Like that's I don't know. It's
He's
kind of
like,
like
we
that.
gave him that.
Exactly. So again, that's the Pittsburgh rolling through your blood at that point.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I was gonna ask too, like, what advice would you give another artist, producer, or rapper that is starting out or
Mm.
thinking that they want to get into the business? Like, what would you say?
Mhm.
Mm. That's a good one. Yeah, for me, it's like you don't need all the expensive gear. Like
Talk
you don't need the Splice account. Like you don't need like you know what I mean. Like you don't need the most expensive mic and all that stuff. You know what I mean? Like because I started out on GarageBand. I was recording on the computer. I didn't even have a microphone. I was recording on the laptop speaker, and it's like that's what you need. Like there are people that have like won Grammys just recording on the iPhone. You know what I mean?
Oh,
And you can just work with what you have, and then once you're like, oh, this would really help me out if I had this plug-in, or it would be a lot easier if I had this. Then that's when you go and make those purchases. But you know, buying all the expensive plugins and all that stuff as a producer, or even if you're just trying to record yourself, it's kind of a waste of money and not necessary because you don't even know what the stuff does yet. So like learn the software, learn the craft a little bit before you go and make that purchase. But then another thing is like what I was saying before is like just don't overthink it. Just go and get those ideas out. Because chances are the first track you make it's probably gonna sound really bad. You know what I mean? Like it's probably not gonna hit the way like you know that Jay-Z record is gonna hit or something. You know, or you know it's not gonna hit the way that Young Thug record is gonna hit. It's gonna sound because you just haven't been at it. So you can't give up. You can't give up because it's like you're gonna have some hits, you're gonna have some misses, and that's just the way it is, you know. And like my first 2 mixtapes, at the time it was cool, but now for me it's like, man, those things were trash, you know. So it's like you just gotta keep at it because you're just gonna get better and you're gonna further chisel away at like what your sound is, and it's like you're gonna keep trying things, and then it's like, okay, now I actually have a sound, I have a voice, and this is who I am as an artist. So that's why you gotta keep at it for like years and years, because that's a lot of these artists out there today, they didn't get there overnight. So
not the good ones.
yeah, right.
Yeah, not
Yeah.
the good ones. Me and Mike were having this conversation a while ago about like why people don't start new things because they don't want to go through the bad to get to the good.
Mm.
They don't want to go through that part. Like, oh, I sound like trash. I'm like, dude, just be delusional. Everything I put out is dope. Like,
You know?
everything
You
I
kind of
do
need
is
that.
dope. Yes.
Yeah.
Just be Delulu. And if you keep being Delulu and keep putting in the work, everything you make will sound good.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
So,
absolutely right.
man, is there anything you want the world to know about you, J Baby Smooth? Besides you, that dude. Because he's
Okay.
that dude. I ain't gonna lie.
I wouldn't
He
even
that
say
dude.
I'm not that dude all the time, man.
Oh, you right.
Nah,
That's
bro.
real. I ain't gonna sit here and say that we can be on point all the
I'm
time.
not on point all the time.
However, comma.
You have a high percentage of on pointness.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Likewise to both of you. Hey,
I say.
I love music. I love God. I love people.
Mm.
And I'm just like you. I'm living this life and sharing my story and trying to encourage other people.
Mm.
And that's encourage other people through my music and just change lives and just share my testimony, and that's the mission, really. So yeah.
Well, tell the people where they can find you, all your platforms, share it with them.
Yeah, so I'm on Spotify, Apple Music, it's J Baby Smooth, which it's 3 separate words. A lot of people put them together. That's not me. It's J Baby Smooth. I'm on Instagram at J Baby Smooth. You can check me out on there. I got some content up there, some beats on YouTube as well. J Baby Smooth. Got a lot of dope stuff coming on the way, so stay tuned for that.
And if there's somebody, if an up-and-coming artist or something want to get in contact, you just purchase some beats. What's the best way for them to get to you?
Yeah, you could DM me on the gram. You could hit me up. Email is jbabysmooth25@gmail.com.
Okay.
Hit me up that way. Yeah.
All right. J Baby got that work now. Y'all reach out to J Baby, but y'all got to be serious now.
Because listen, hey, if y'all haven't heard, no denying.
Go listen to it.
Produced by J Baby Smooth.
It's dope.
Paying homage to Ahmad Jamal. Pittsburgh, great.
Mm-hmm.
Go do that. Right?
Yeah.
Okay, great. And
with Michael Bahsil on that verse. See, Michael has a bad habit of like getting on a track and murdering everybody on there. You know, it's like
you're funny, bro.
It just happens on accident, and it's like, man, we know you just killed that. Don't
I have a chip on my shoulder? I cannot. Hey.
And that's okay.
That is so real.
That's
what
y'all go.
Right.
It's a time and a place, my brother.
Come on.
All right now. Come on now.
All right.
But anyway, y'all. Thank you so much, J Baby Smooth. We appreciate your time. Thank you for coming on.
Thank y'all.
I'm T. Hardaway.
And I'm Michael Bahsil.
And this is the Did It for the Hood podcast.
Indeed.
See y'all next week.
Yeah, 40 million in our bank, we want all of that. 200 million in the safe, we want all of that. $1 billion investments kept away, we want all of that. Black man with money in USA, get you hollered at, but we want all of that. 40 million in our bank, we want all of that. 200 million in the safe, we want all of that. $1 billion investments kept away, we want all of that. Black man with money in USA, get you hollered at.